breaking through San Diego's stalled real estate market. My name is Chris Astolero. Welcome to LEARNin Local Live. All right. Welcome to the show, everybody. How is everybody doing today?
Dance party. Excellent. I love it. I love that music.
I love that music too. It just pumps me up. It makes me want to dance, makes me want to go on vacation, actually. How's everybody doing today? Tracy, Eris, Martin. Great.
Awesome to be here.
Yeah.
Happy to top off.
Hopefully you guys have made some great deals happen this week, and you've worked hard and you're ready to play hard this weekend, right?
A lot of deals, a lot of driving, a lot of networking. So everybody's familiar with that. So
yeah, fantastic. So we have a great show lined up for all of you today. We've got a great article that Mr. Carlsbad, Eris, and Agnos is going to be talking about. We've got a great off-market deal. Martin's going to be talking about that. And who doesn't want a crazy deal that's off-market where you don't have to pay retail, right? And Tracy Hassey, she's going to be talking about some of our events. So LEARNin Local Live, what is it? LEARNin Local Live is a live platform. So please make sure to comment below, send us your questions throughout the show. That way you're a part of this live show. So what we do is we spotlight real estate professionals in the area. We present real off-market deals, and we also showcase all these different events that you can get involved with. Reach out to these professionals so that you can get the tools and knowledge that you need to get support for your next real estate project or purchase. So more importantly, we educate, we empower, and we inspire you to become successful in real estate. In all the decisions that you make, we try to reduce the mistakes, and we showcase the red flags that you may run into in the future so that you don't lose money on your venture. The show is not only for real estate investors, right? It's not only for realtors, but it's also for people who are intrigued about what's going on in the real estate market right now. We're going to present real deals, real people in real time. Now, you may be wondering, how do we do all this? Well, we connect, we collaborate, and we create content with our local area experts. Eris, Mr. Carlsbad, how has your experience been so far working with LEARNin Local Live? I know that you're one of the top producers there in Carlsbad. So tell us about your experience.
Oh yeah, Chris, thanks so much for having us back on. And it's just really inspiring and wonderful to be around the professionals that we have here with the team. And every Friday, look forward to being on here and just learning and chatting and seeing how we can help each other and help our communities continue to grow.
Fantastic. So I'm excited for today's show. There's so much we have in store for you today. Tracy, Martin, are you guys excited?
Oh yeah, let's rock the house.
Fantastic.
You always have to come back.
Awesome.
I love being on the show every week. It's just so much fun.
Fantastic. So I'm excited about kicking off the first segment of our show, meeting our LEARNin Local influencers. All right, and the reason why we bring in our local influencers is because they're real estate professionals in your community, and they're live. This is not pre-recorded. I don't have any problems with any pre-recordings and then uploading it to your social media, but it's completely different. These professionals are here, they're live, they're real people, and they're here to help you make the most out of your real estate investments. My name is Chris Astolero with Exchange Resources. So grateful to be here today. And what LEARNin Local Live does for me is they spotlight me as the 1031 exchange specialist in San Diego. They could do that for you too. So please reach out, text us, email us, call us so that you can be a part of this community, and we'll make sure that somebody helps you and tells you what we need so that we can spotlight you as an industry professional. But before we get started, this is a little bit about Exchange Resources and what they've done for me. The client has lived in the property for at least 2 years, right? And if they sell it, they have the 121 tax exclusion. right? It's either 250,000 or 500,000. But listen to this. If they turn it into a rental property, they've lived in it for 2 years, they turn it into a rental for 2 years, and before year 5, they turn around and sell it, guess what? They have the benefit of both the 121 tax exclusion, the $500,000, and let's say it's a $1.5 million property that they're selling. The first $500,000 of that $1.5 million is tax-free, and the other $1 million, they can roll it into other properties, no taxes. All right, Eris, let's get on with the show and talk about our insights for today. Let's go ahead and get it started.
All right, guys, this is Eris, Mr. Carlsbad. Awesome to be here again. We have over 100 million in closed transactions. So whether you are buying, selling, or planning, we're here to make it simple, smooth, and put you in a position for success. So great to be here. I'm going to pass it back to Chris. We got some more intros for you guys.
Fantastic, fantastic. So Tracy, please tell us, actually, Martin, go ahead and introduce yourself and tell us your company and what area you specialize in.
Yeah, of course. And again, thanks for having me back. I always look forward to this every Friday. So yeah, are you guys looking for off-market properties in the San Diego and North County areas? Look no further than RMS Real Estate Investments. My name is Martin Magana, and here at RMS, we're kind of revolutionizing how wholesalers are seen in the industry, especially here in San Diego, where the stigma is kind of like they're shady, they're not transparent, they daisy chain, they have no stake in the game. We're doing things differently. I myself am licensed. Everybody in my brokerage is licensed. We have our stake in the game. We have earnest money in the game. We fully close. We get you direct to seller deals, no daisy chaining ever. And we just want to make sure that agents and end buyers can see that some wholesalers are able to help you and help you make money at the end of the day instead of losing $100K, $200K in fees that you would be paying with these other companies. So yeah, RMS Real Estate.
Perfect. Thank you. And Tracy, please introduce yourself.
Excellent. Hey, thank you, Chris. And thank you, everybody here watching the show today. Once again, Tracy Hassey, Super Connector with Ticor Escrow Services. Quick question. How are you protecting your clients' money and information and your commission from wire fraud and cybercrime? It's a big deal. It's happening every day. So I'm here as a resource. Let's talk, let's connect, let's collaborate. And that's exactly what's happening here on this show with all these influencers. So cheers to your success. Once again, Ticor Escrow Services here safeguarding your real estate deals.
Fantastic. And Victor.
Hey, how's it going, guys? Thanks for having me on. This is I'm Victor Bell from Bell Capital. I'm a fund manager. I've done over $59 million in real estate. We have a private equity real estate fund where we actually help everyday investors get access to institutional quality assets. That's what I'm doing here. So I appreciate you guys having me today.
All right. Welcome, Victor.
Yep.
So Johnny, please introduce yourself.
Of course. This is Johnny Gutierrez. I'm with eXp Realty as well. What we specialize is if you have anyone that's thinking of selling a home, let's just say a little bit older and the house is needing a lot of repairs, I have a great avenue and a good amount of flippers that are ready to go. And as well as I do life coaching and spiritual coaching as well. So if you need any type of readjustments for self-development, I'm your guy to go to.
Great. Thank you so much all for being here. And last but not least, Ruben, please introduce yourself.
You're muted.
That's so ironic, guys. Are you in the midst of a flip trying to sell your home, but you can't because the market has softened? Hopefully interest rates going down will help you sell your place, but maybe not soon enough. You might need a DSCR loan, which can refinance the property so that you can get back on track onto your next rehab or ground up construction project. My name is Ruben Austria with Revolution Realty Capital. We'd love to help you out. Thank you so much for having me, guys.
Perfect. Well, great to have you guys on the show. How's everybody feeling today?
Awesome. It's Friday.
Looking forward to it. Yeah, it's going to be awesome.
Yeah. Well, we've got some great content for you today. A lot of great things to talk about. So let's move on to the next segment of our show, our LEARNin Local Insights.
Hey guys, this is Eris, and welcome to our LEARNin Local Insights segment. And this segment, we're here to bring you the real news, cut through the noise with the professionals that are out there doing it every day, so you guys can just get the straight facts. So before we dive in today's article that is going to be really great to talk about, we want to thank our sponsors. So I want to thank Patrick Ono with Farmers Insurance. Take it away, guys.
My name is Patrick Ono. I'm a farmer's insurance agent. I've got many years of insurance and financial services background. And what I can bring to the table is knowledge. The insurance industry has been just as volatile. Things that you thought were normal just a few years ago are no longer normal. Having someone that's on your side with the knowledge and background and able to help, that's what I'm here for. We're here to educate and empower. Hopefully I can bring some of that to you and some of that to the group.
That was awesome. So thank you again to Patrick. And he's absolutely right. So many changes with the insurance game concerning real estate these days. There's a lot of fluidity there. So definitely important to have somebody like Patrick on your side when it comes to that, guys. So for today, LEARNin Local Insights, we're going to cut up this great article by Emily Coffey, and it talks about how to win in San Diego's stalled real estate market. And I think really what it talks about, guys, is just a lot of what we've seen over the last 3 to 4 months, where you have more properties available, more folks are trying to sell, but it's taken longer, and those high interest rates have definitely cooled the market. Sellers are having to give concessions that they wouldn't normally. So it's been more of a buyer's market, honestly. But guys, what did you think of the article? Where do you see the market right now?
So Eris, really quick, I know that there's a lot of changes that are going on in the market. There's been a significant increase in the inventory. So a lot of sellers now are competing with a lot of these properties that have just come on the market. So what do they need to do in order to be competitive? Because I think the article talks about, if they're not in such a desirable area, they need to be able to keep up with their maintenance, do some upgrades to the property. That way it's at least show ready and they can entice more buyers.
I completely agree. If the property isn't in, A+ area, you need to make sure as much as you can, if you're selling, that the house is in decent condition, because you can rest assured right now, buyers are going to look at everything as they should on the inspection. And I think it's so important too to really get the pricing right the first time when you go on the market, because what we've seen is that when you come on too high, you list your home too high in this market, you're basically saying that you're going to take 8 to 10 months to sell your property. So not ideal for everybody. It's really important to get it right the first time. But Johnny, what are you seeing out there?
It's definitely more of a buyer's market from what I'm seeing. I know a lot of sellers are kind of coming down to their senses. They wanted to sell properties for 2021, 2022 type of prices. And they're like, hey, I want to get $900,000 for the house. But yeah, you could have gotten that 3 years ago. However, they're like, you know what, I'm getting a lot of offers in the lower 800s. I'm going to go ahead and settle for that and go from there. So as far as the market goes, buyers, be ready. This is going to be a bigger shift, either if you're an investor or if you're looking to, purchase the next property. Feel free to let, your agent know. And on top of seeing that, what's the best price you can do as well.
So Victor, I know we spoke the other day.
Yeah.
What are you seeing on the ground? I know you do a lot of business, so I'd love to hear your thoughts.
Well, I'm a lot more in the multifamily space, so I don't look at it from a residential purchasing side based on the article, but I do look at it from a housing space. And you guys know there's about a $38 trillion of trapped equity in homes right now, that if they were to take that equity and reinvest it just in like a 5% return on that money, just homeowners, that's about $1.9 billion worth of return. So I think about it through that perspective, but based on the article, I think there's a rush to quality. I think that's a problem. And I just made a video on this, and I was talking about the issue that sellers that maybe their houses stay on the market for a long time, like you just mentioned, the quality needs to be raised, because I think people are looking at buying a home based on affordability, not necessarily based on price. And you guys know the Fed's just lowered rates 0.25%. It's not going to affect a lot of people, because the majority of the sellers that are selling on the market or are willing to sell, their interest rates are, sub 4. So they don't have to sell. The ones who do have to sell have to consider those things, because a buyer is now looking, should I rent and pay a little bit more for rent because I have all these amenities in a Class A property in the same neighborhood, same zip code, or do I buy an older property and have to do the renovations if the seller doesn't want to do them, and the seller's not going to do them if their rates are low, or if they've held the property for a long time and they're still betting on yesterday's pricing for today's product. So it's a little bit different. Because I'm not a realtor, my wife is, and she's very busy, but it's two gaps of people. People can afford in a lower price range, older, who's looking to buy and move into San Diego, or from another place, and they're thinking they're going to get the price from what last. Or you have the higher up person, and they're willing to pay a premium, and they have no problem, and they have zero expectations. So it's very different, because that's not a property problem. That's a pricing issue. And when they can afford more, they'll buy. When they can't afford it, they won't. So that's my thought. What do you guys think about that?
That's a great point, Victor. So when it comes to the sellers with their prices at a certain level and the market is not there, how do you talk to sellers and let them know that they're not realistic about their price if they want to sell their property? What do you do? What do you tell them?
I negotiate from a different perspective when I'm doing residential property. So I negotiate from a logical standpoint. I do everything based on a cost of sale at 10%. So if you want $1 million, I automatically say, well, it's going to cost me 10% to sell it if I'm buying it, right? I make the justification on that. So if they're thinking $1 million, I'm thinking 900, because if I buy it later, I have to sell it, because again, I'm an investor. So I assume that it's going to cost me 6% for my realtor, and 2 or 3% or 2% for cost, and I budget 1 or 2% for go away money, which is my buyer from me will want some concession, and I'm willing to do that because I built it in. So, but again, I'm looking at nicer properties if I'm going to do deals like that. So to answer your question, I don't negotiate on those things as a buyer, because I'm an investor, and I'm sure my other guy that's a wholesaler can understand that I don't wholesale, but the negotiation is the same. Now, if you're a retail buyer or seller, a lot of it is not based on those. It's based on needs and needs, preference, and those things. So they're usually buying on a budget. So I don't think there's a lot of wiggle room in there. If you can't afford it, you can't afford it. And if the seller doesn't need to sell, they won't. So that's where a lot of realtors, unfortunately, are taking the hit, because now people are going back and saying, hey, could you lower your fees? Do we have to pay you? Which is not fair, because realtors work really hard for what they do. So it's weird. It's like a weird little battlefield going on, but I think we'll come out of it on the other side.
Perfect. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Eris, what do you think from the residential perspective? Like,
No, I agree with a lot of what Victor said.
About pricing.
Yeah. So, when we're working with a client and, we've had the home or the property on the market for a number of weeks, and we're just not getting the showings, that I would say if you're not getting about 2 to 3 showings a week, then it's really a time to have a discussion about the price. And it really does come down to, hey, what are your goals right now? Because this is what the market is telling us the property's worth right now. This is what we need to do to move it and get it sold right now. But if you're telling us that, that price is your make or break number, it might be, worth having a conversation. Are you really ready to sell right now? because
Great.
you may not be, and we may need to have to revisit this conversation in a year when things look different.
Right.
Yeah. So I do think this article, guys, is a good summary of what we've seen over the spring and summer. But Johnny, as you know, interest rates look like they are trending down. So are you noticing some changes? I'm starting to see more activity. My phone's starting to ring a lot more than it was.
Absolutely. Like I mentioned earlier, a lot of sellers are starting to come down on price. They're hoping for a miracle the last 2 years, but unfortunately, they're just like, hey, like I'm getting a lot of these lowball offers. But again, they're just like, okay, well, there's going to be a lot of repairs being made to the house. There's a lot of transitions that we have to make. We have to sell before, if the uncertainty in the market's either going to go either good or it could go a little bit left. But I feel like the market's going to start trending upwards, which is pretty good. We haven't seen this in years. The interest rates are coming down. And as well as that, like a good advice, would be, value propositions to a lot of these sellers is to say, hey, like I like to look at recent comparables. You can see like the values of the homes are selling for this price. So you got to understand if someone would love to buy that home, either they're going to come in at that price that's close depending on the condition, or they're going to go a little bit lower. But it's all about acceptance and seeing that, like, you cannot deny and hope for the best. You got to make sure that everything's aligning to the market. So I'm definitely seeing an upward trend.
Right. So overall, it looks like we're going to see a change in the market, especially with the interest rates dropping. A lot of buyers are probably going to be coming out of the woodworks when, they see a property that they can afford. But a lot of these sellers, honestly, like you said, Johnny, when I was in real estate and I got a locked in a listing, I would take them to all these different houses in the area. And I would show them, okay, your house is at a certain level of condition. Let's take a look at all the other houses. How do you rank, or how do you compare your house with this house? Do you think it's better or not, or not as good as the house that's on the market right now? That way we can make a comparison as to how they need to price their house. Like you said, comparables, but actually taking them to the houses and showing them realistically what's going on. How do you guys feel about that?
I think it's great. Yeah, 100%. I mean, that's a conversation, we usually have again, and just, is it apples to apples or apples to oranges, 100%.
Fantastic. And Victor,
Yes.
Any last words on just where the interest rates are and how that's going to affect the market?
I don't think it's going to affect the market until maybe the second quarter of next year. As it relates to, I think people are going to continue to do what they do. Come January, I think people will make a different decision. I think that's going to be huge. I don't think prices are going to come down. I just think people are going to get more into agreement with each other.
Yeah, exactly. Mm-hmm. Johnny, how do you feel?
Same exact thing. It's all about the agreement at the end of the day. Sellers are going to start coming down, as far as like the buyers are going to start coming up. Like, okay, hey, like the interest rates are a little bit lower. It's my time to shine. And especially if, let's just say, for example, flippers. I work with tons of investors here in the San Diego area. They're looking into saying, okay, well, if I'm going to buy a property right now or towards the end of the year, chances are when the hotter season is going to take place, let's just say like March through September next year, the house will be ready and be available. And who knows what's going to happen towards then. But you got to have the balance, like buyers, investors, please act on this right now. Sellers, this is the best time to change. Like when you go ahead and get your house sold towards the end of the year, you have a fresh start for 2026. There's a lot of activity that's going to happen. And I feel like it's going to start being.
All right. Well, thank you so much, Johnny, Victor, Eris, for your insight. Great insight, great discussion. Let's move on to the next segment of our show, our off-market deals, our LEARNin Local deals.
Perfect. And then thanks again, Chris, and thanks again, Eris, for hosting those last insight segments. We always appreciate having you guys on. Before we get started with the LEARNin Local deals, I'd like to thank our sponsor, Revolution Realty Capital.
Are you an investor and you just flipped the property and now you can't sell it? Well, I have a loan for you. I have a lot of investors really who had an exit strategy of flipping a home and selling it. Now they have to rechart their course, if they can, refinance into a DSCR loan, debt service coverage ratio loan. If you don't know what that is or would like some help getting out of a rut, I've been there fixing and flipping properties, and this market shifts and all of a sudden you can't sell it, so you got to do something. My name is Ruben at Revolution Realty Capital. Would love to help you out.
Thank you, Ruben. And again, Revolution Capital is doing a lot of the funding for a lot of these real estate deals and are able to turn them into real deals for you guys. So always great to reach out to Ruben whenever you can. But yeah, so for our segment today, we're going to have a great off-market property. It's up in the northernmost point of Oceanside. It is a coastal beachfront corner lot condo. It is a 2-2 property, 1,041 square feet total. And the main thing in this area is basically two things, really. It's Oceanside being an Airbnb town, especially because of the coastal, like how close it is to the ocean front. And the other thing is the orientation of the units is the most important thing when you're looking at a condo, especially out in this area where there's a lot of these little complexes. It's basically a turnkey. It comes fully furnished if you wanted to, and it is currently being used as an Airbnb. It is pre-booked for the next 5 months as well, and it is bringing currently around $50K because the seller had to stop renting it out for a little bit while she tried to sell it. But it is expected to make 80 to 90 grand, and hopefully, if you buy and renovate it, you can push the six-figure income, which would make it a very good property. So yeah, it's got a singular parking space, and it's just very outdated. But the main selling point here is the view. I don't know if you can see it out the balcony, but you're right in front of the beach. You can walk right to the ocean. So a lot of these properties in the area, they're going for 1 mil to 1.4 mil, but those are the ones that are facing the other units. This one is ideally situated right in front of the ocean. Downsides to this one, the bathroom is located, unfortunately, right in front of you. But even then, the view is still amazing. And then the other thing is the HOA fees. The HOA fee for this condo, the ones that are ocean front, are $1,000. There's a special assessment going on for the insurance of the HOA, so it is $1,200 until June. But then I'll revert back to $1,000. And overall, it's just a great property in my opinion. But I'd like to open it up to you guys and just I'd always love to hear your questions, your thoughts, concerns, and anything that I can answer for you guys.
Yeah, no, that's an awesome property, Martin. Thank you for sharing it with the group. What a view you got there, certainly. As someone who deals with a lot of condos, there's like 4 things immediately that pop into my head. One is it looks like it has a balcony there. Any idea if it has that balcony structural safety test that was passed a few years ago?
The balcony is up to date. I know whenever we deal with condos, the ones that fall through, it's always because of the balcony, almost every time.
Oh my gosh. It's
for the amount you're paying for the HOA, like they're on it for all the repairs that you need. But their balcony is good. The ones in the area are good. They haven't had any issues with the balconies. Their last
the rest of the HOA is okay.
Yeah, the last assessment they had was last year to replace some cast iron piping in one of the other units.
Okay, great.
But since then, there hasn't been really any major issues. It's just for the insurance.
Yeah, and that is like so common, unfortunately, right now with the master HOA insurance. So I guess my next question was going to be, because of the insurance, do we know if it's a warrantable condo? Meaning, can it be conventionally FHA or VA financed, or are we looking?
From my understanding of when I talked to the HOA, it should pass traditional listings. So I'm pretty sure there was a model match that sold fairly in the last couple months when they had this going. But that's something I would double check with the lender and with the HOA personally to make sure that it can, because obviously if you can't, if there's like the balcony, for example, like you said, if there's any type of structural issue like that, no conventional lender will approve your loan. So you gotta make sure that's really important. If you're gonna buy this as a turnkey, if you're going to buy it as a private money or hard money, it's a little different. But if you're going to look at this conventionally, then 100% you need to make sure that everything is structurally sound and ready to move in. So,
hey, Martin, this is a great location. I walk around that Oceanside area all the time, and this is a fantastic area to be in. I mean, you're right there, right in front of the ocean. Sounds like a really good deal. As far as offers, any offers already on this property?
Yeah, we've been working on this one for around a day and a half too. because we just got it. So we have a good amount of time on it. So the way it works kind of for oceanside beachfront properties is we put them out and immediately we get a lot of interest, but it's really at the end of the day when you kind of narrow it down to everybody wants this oceanside beachfront, but nobody's really prepared to shell out what it costs to get into this. So it really narrows down who can really buy these type of properties, especially with the high level of permitting, and it's a completely market for Airbnb in Oceanside as these other instead of like San Diego or the rest of North County. So we have a few offers, but for the most part, we're kind of waiting till the end of the Monday to see what kind of interest we're going to be getting.
All right, we have a question from one of our audience. What are there any red flags in this area or at all with this property? Any other red flags that they should be aware of? Any plumbing, electrical? I mean, the property is pretty old, it looks like, and so they're wanting to know what they should be aware of before they write an offer.
From what I have seen, the only red flags initially were in the roof. The paint is kind of stacked together, so it looks almost like water damage, and it was just the seller painted it themselves and it looked bad. As far as plumbing, electrical, all that, it all looks good. Obviously, it has to have a certain standard because the HOA is constantly making sure that these properties are up to code. And then in terms of title and all that, any deal we get under contract, we have our title rep run it first and make sure it's clean. And any deals that during the process come up with any title issues whatsoever, it doesn't matter what it is, we will immediately refund all your money and completely end the process because we don't push deals that have any sort of title issues on any of our buyers.
Victor, you live in the area. What do you think about this location on this property?
Well, the location's great. I mean, anything. I mean, that's one of the rules of real estate, right? Location, and oceanfront. And that's not oceanfront. Actually, that's beachfront. So it's very different. Like, which is more valuable than oceanfront because we lived in both. So the location is great. I think. I think the bathroom across the way, I'm a views guy. So, yeah. So right away, but that's not an issue because that's not something that an owner occupant's going to buy. That's going to be something that somebody's going to buy. They're going to do short-term rentals. And when it's not leased up as an owner, they're probably going to occupy it during those downtimes. So, I mean, at some point, if that's somebody's target investment, because that will become an investment. I mean, the location is irreplaceable. You're not going to be able to do that again.
Yeah,
Johnny, what do you think you do with this property? What are your feelings on this as far as an investment perspective and just purchasing it as an investment property?
Let me ask you guys this: are you guys aware that there's going to be a new project going on in Oceanside?
Almost like the surf thing, right?
Yes.
The thing they're building.
Yes.
I'm not familiar with it. I know. I actually heard about it from Ruben that they're planning on doing this huge complex installation in the next. I don't know the time period, but I know I think it'll be good. But it really depends on where they're building it and to make sure they don't really mess with too much of the area and just change the ocean, like the beach town vibe, surfer vibe of Oceanside. So that's my big
Yeah.
So turn it to Mission Bay.
It really depends on if you say, hey, if there's new development, guess what happens to real estate? Another common rule. Real estate's going to go up in that area. It's going to see more ARV. Think of downtown San Diego. Years ago, same thing. Everything goes up as well as a condo. So that's one of the best things when it comes to, seeing different avenues of, okay, if there's going to be new developments, there's going to be new restaurants, apartments, retail. A lot of people are going to move in, and that's going to drive the prices a lot higher. So I feel like that's going to be a huge selling point when it comes to saying, okay, like if you're looking into purchasing this property, think of the value not right now, but think of the value will be in the next 2 to 3 years. So that's one of the best perspectives that I have for that property.
Fantastic, gentlemen. Thank you so much for all your insights, all really great views, and a discussion about these properties. Thank you so much, Martin.
Actually, I have one last quick point about that I didn't mention. So obviously the red flags are the bathroom. You got to take into account that, and obviously the high HOA fee. And on top of that, doesn't matter if it's from me or any other wholesaler or investor, make sure you run your own comps, your own numbers, your own ARV. Don't let somebody push you like, hey, this might be this ARV. It has to be fleshed out or else just be wary of that. And then second, the Oceanside area, the two main issues here is that most, especially HOA properties for Airbnb require 30 to 60-day minimum rentals, like time period. So that makes it a little difficult. Our property is 3-day, 2-night minimum. So it's the 5 days rather than the 30 or 60 days you typically see in Oceanside. So that's the other plus there, but it still has that. You got to take into account, especially when buying Airbnb properties.
Fantastic. Thank you so much, Martin, for interjecting and letting us know about that. Thank you so much. So let's move on to the next exciting segment of the show, our LEARNin Local events.
Hey everybody, as a super connector, events are my favorite part of the show. But before we get into the events, I want to thank Framework Accounting for sponsoring this segment and empowering our community events with financial clarity and confidence. So take it away. Let's hear about it.
Feeling overwhelmed with taxes and endless numbers? At Framework Accounting, we take the stress off your plate and bring clarity to your finances. From strategic tax planning that works to GAAP-compliant financial reporting, we've got you covered. Our streamlined bookkeeping and smart budgeting solutions give you the confidence to focus on what you do best, growing your business.
I'm a seasoned accountant, and I am a founder of my own company, Framework Accounting, and I'm helping individuals, families, and business owners make smart financial decisions, and especially when it comes to real estate. And I hope that I can help you guys break down affordability, tax implications, and anything about the market that's financial related.
Framework Accounting. Simplifying the numbers, empowering your success.
Thank you again, Ellen at Framework Accounting. Okay, so grab your pens. We're going to rock the house here and share some epic events coming up. We have the live Q3 Real Estate Mixer event for LEARNin Local Live. You want to be there. You're going to meet all these influencers on the show September 25th, Thursday, and it's going to be at the Park Hyatt Aviar Resort Golf Club and Spa in Carlsbad. So we will see you there.
Sounds like a great event, Tracy.
Oh my gosh, we're all going to be able to actually see each other in person. That is my favorite. And so moving on, the next one, let's go. So the mystery behind, the next event next week, everybody, a week from today, the mystery behind La Jolla's $47 million sale. We're going to have the real estate insights, deals, and events in real time once again. So join us, ask your questions. Another great one for the commercial real estate agents. We have the commercial confidence for, this is actually a twist on this, commercial confidence for residential agents. And this is sponsored by SDAR's Commercial Real Estate San Diego. And that's September 30th, Tuesday, 10 to 12. And that is at SDAR's headquarters at Kearney Mesa Service Center. And onward and upward, another epic event. Mark your calendars. The Realtors AI Playbook, Tools and Tactics for Winning More Clients in 2025. The speaker is an AI genius. This is a University Club event, exclusive VIP event for brokers, realtors, investors, October 8th, which is a Wednesday from 2 to 4. RSVP now, I hear it's filling up fast. And it will be a game changer for your business to secure more business, close more deals, and leveraging AI. And last but not least, we have the San Diego Region Quarterly Update. This is also a business opportunities luncheon at the University Club San Diego. It's on Tuesday, October 14th, 11 to 1. We're going to have leaders from South County Business, Economic Development Council, the EDC, and San Diego Community College District construction opportunities. And we all love hearing about the construction and development because that all ties back to real estate and selling and putting deals together. And that's what we're here to do. So did everybody get all those events?
Yes. Yes.
I know that we are going to post them after the show in the live comments. If you have any questions, feel free to call me, Tracy Hassey, Super Connector, Ticor Escrow Services.
And Tracy, Chris, will you guys be at these events?
Yes.
Oh yeah, I'm planning on being at the majority of them. Yeah, that's where the action is happening. The collaboration, we get to all edify each other and put deals together. I mean, that is the biggest highlight. We're putting deals together, but that maybe we would have never put together had we not been together in person. And you get to meet so many leaders and influencers rocking San Diego.
Absolutely. And that
you guys, are you all going to be there? Did you mark your calendar?
I saw Victor there over at Aviara the last time he did an event. It was a great event. I got to meet Victor and meet his team and all of his colleagues and influencers that are shaping the real estate market. So it was great to meet Victor there. Victor, what do you think of that place over there in Aviara?
Oh, I love it. I've been doing events there for a while. That's our main hub because my office is down the way. And like I said, looking forward to seeing you guys in person. It's just a beautiful place, and real estate's really a contact business. More people you know, and real estate's one of the very few businesses that people like to meet in person still. So,
Exactly.
yeah, definitely. Like, so anybody that's considering coming, they really should.
Absolutely.
And bring your clients. Bring your clients. It's huge to bring your clients to meet your team. It's important to do that.
Yeah.
Very, very important. Yes. So great. We got a lot of great events. Johnny, Eris, all of you, Victor, Tracy, and Martin. I hope to see you guys there, especially at the Aviara event. So we're here at LEARNin Local Live to connect, collaborate, and to create content. And this is what we all do. We all help each other. We uplift each other. We provide each other support, and we help all of these people who are interested in real estate. That's the biggest thing, is that they get real people, real deals in real time. So before we end the show, let's move on to the next segment of our show, our LEARNin Local Spotlight. All right, guys, thank you so much for being here. Before we end the show, just wanted to get your last takeaway on the show. Please, Victor, let's get it started with you.
The biggest thing is always the event. I'm huge on meeting people. So if you guys today's show was great. I appreciate you guys for putting it together, the information about the article, and naturally anybody watching as well as you guys, like looking forward to seeing you guys at that event. So that's huge.
Fantastic. Tracy.
Hey, thank you, Chris, and thank you, all you amazing influencers and your brilliance. Really appreciate you sharing it. I took some notes as I was listening to everybody and really thinking about, because I am feet on the street, really getting a pulse on things. And I feel that this is really a market of opportunity for both sides if they play it smart. So sellers, they get flexibility wins. It's like being open to the conversation, whether it's a rate buy down or a sell versus rent or holding costs, really looking at that holding cost. What is it costing me if I hold the house for another couple months versus lowering the price and getting buyers in maybe with the rate buy down. And then buyers positioning. Right now, buyers have leverage and room to negotiate. I feel as the rates drop, it's going to become tighter. So now's your time, everybody. Really, it's a moment of preparation and really positioning yourself strategically and working with the people that are in the know. And we're all here for you as a resource. And cheers to your success.
Perfect. Eris, your takeaway.
Yeah, a lot of what Tracy just said. We have a market of opportunity here. It's great that the rates are coming down. That's going to help folks on both sides and really help get the market jump started. But the holidays will be here before you know it. And then we'll look and see what happens in 2026. But I can't wait to see you guys all at the event next week. Going to be a lot of fun. And definitely if you're watching, come on out. It's going to be a good time.
Thank you so much. Johnny.
The biggest takeaway, guys, start your new year now. 2026 is right around the corner, whether it's habits, buying real estate, learning a new skill. If you start now, you're going to build momentum into the new year. And whatever you do now is going to create what your year is going to look like. So keep that in mind. And thank you guys so much for having me as special guest.
Fantastic. Thank you so much, Johnny. And last word, Martin.
My main takeaway, I have it every show. It's basically just being able to surround yourself, especially those people who are interested in kind of getting on the platform. We're always surrounding ourselves with these experts in their field, whether it's Victor, whether it's Eris, Johnny, Tracy, just knowing that all these people who know more than you are able to come in and kind of educate everybody and show you and maybe add the little bit of knowledge that you might be missing. And it can only help you grow as an agent, as an investor. So Always great to have all these experts on the show, and looking forward to next week.
Fantastic. Thank you guys all for joining our show. We really do appreciate it. And for all of you viewers, please make sure to come down to our ABR event so that you can meet all these local influencers, so that you can connect, right? So thank you so much for joining us. We'll see you at the next LEARNin Local Live.